Comfort creates poverty. Read it again. Comfort creates poverty. This sentence goes against absolutely everything you believe, against everything society has taught you since you were born, against everything that propaganda sells you every day. You have spent your entire life seeking comfort, working hard to be more comfortable, daydreaming in comfort. And that's exactly what's keeping you poor and trapped. Milton Friedman understood this trap as few economists in history have. Friedman studied in depth why some people escape financial mediocrity while the vast majority are trapped in it forever. And he discovered something deeply disturbing. The trap isn't a lack of money or opportunity. The trap is the comfort that little money buys. It is the accommodation that reasonable living provides. It is the anesthesia of enough that kills the hunger to grow. I know this is deeply uncomfortable to hear. You worked hard for years to have your reasonable apartment in a decent neighborhood, your car that works and doesn't let you down, your comfortable sofa where you rest, your big television where you watch your series, your air conditioning that cools in the summer, your little everyday conveniences that make life bearable. And now someone comes to say that all this is harming you? Yes, exactly that. The comfort you have achieved is the invisible chain that binds you. It is the golden cage that you proudly built yourself. It's the powerful anesthesia that prevents you from feeling the pain necessary to truly change. Friedman explained that human beings are biologically programmed to seek comfort and avoid pain at all costs. It's a survival instinct engraved in DNA. The problem is that building wealth requires exactly the opposite. It requires voluntary and prolonged discomfort. It requires consciously chosen pain. It requires calculated sacrifice over years. And when you reach a certain level of comfort, you completely lose motivation to keep climbing. He is too satisfied to risk what he has. He becomes too complacent to fight for more. First brutal truth: comfort slowly kills ambition without you realizing it. When you have absolutely nothing to lose, you will do anything to change your situation. He works 18 hours a day without complaining. Take any job that comes your way. Take any risk that arises. The intense pain of the current situation is powerful fuel for massive action. But when you have a reasonable apartment in a decent neighborhood, a financed car that works, a stable job that pays the bills every month, the pain decreases drastically. You can handle the situation. You can live like this. It's not great, but it's bearable. And bearable is the worst trap in the world. A bearable keeps you right where you are, forever. No real change. No true growth. Decades pass and you're still in the same place. Friedman observed a fascinating pattern that repeated itself everywhere. Immigrants often prosper far more than natives in any country in the world. Why? Because immigrants arrive with absolutely no safety net, no comfort, no accommodation option, no family around to help in an emergency. It's literally grow or die. This extreme and inescapable discomfort generates extreme and urgent action, generates absolute focus, generates extraordinary results in just a few years. Meanwhile, the comfortable native with a stable public job and an apartment inherited from the family stays in the same place for decades, too comfortable to risk anything, too complacent to fight for more, too protected to grow, trapped forever in golden mediocrity. Second, brutal truth. Your current standard of living is a ceiling, not a floor. Most people think like this: I earn $5,000 a month. I spend $4,500. I'm fine. Wrong. Completely wrong. You are not well, you are trapped. Those $4,500 of monthly expenses became his new psychological normal. Your brain has completely adapted to that pattern. Now you need that minimum level to feel comfortable. Anything less seems like an unbearable sacrifice. It looks like poverty. It seems like a humiliating step backwards. You created a spending floor that is almost equal to the earnings ceiling. The scope for building real wealth has completely disappeared. Friedman demonstrated with data that people are just spending to consume almost everything they earn, regardless of how much they earn. Won $5,000? Spend $4,500. Did you win $10,000? Spend $9,000. Did you win $20,000? Spend $18,000. The standard of living automatically rises along with income. The percentage surplus stays the same or decreases. This has a name: lifestyle inflation. And it is a silent killer of assets. You earn more over the years and become equally poor in terms of building real wealth. Third, brutal truth. Present comfort steals your future in a mathematical and impressive way pious. Every dollar you spend on immediate comfort today is a dollar that is not working for you. It's dollars that aren't generating more dollars while you sleep. Friedman understood compound interest deeply and did the scary math that most avoid. $50 a month on streaming services that you don't even watch properly is $600 a year. In 30 years, invested at 8% per year, it would be more than $70,000. That $5 coffee special every day is $150 a month, $1,800 a year. In 30 years, it would be more than $200,000. Your seemingly innocent daily comfort literally costs you a future fortune. I'm not saying to live miserably. I'm saying understand the real cost of your comfort choices. Every little luxury has a huge price tag when you calculate decades of lost compound interest. Friedman was not against pleasure. It was against unconscious and automatic pleasure, against expenses you don't even realize you're making. Fourth brutal truth: voluntary discomfort is the non-negotiable price of financial growth. Every wealthy person I've studied has gone through intense periods of voluntary and strategic discomfort. He lived in a much worse place than he could afford. He drove a much worse car than he could afford. He wore worse clothes than he could wear. He refused trips he could take. I said no to restaurants I could go to. Not because they were miserable or greedy, but because they deeply understood that temporary discomfort buys permanent freedom. Every dollar not spent on comfort was a dollar invested in future freedom. Friedman talked constantly about time preference. Poor people have high time preferences. They want pleasure now, even if it costs a fortune in the future. Rich people have low time preferences. They accept pain now to have much more later. The ability to delay gratification is perhaps the biggest predictor of financial success there is. And current comfort destroys this ability. The more comfortable you are today, the harder it is to accept any discomfort tomorrow. The deprivation muscle atrophies. Fifth brutal truth: comfort zone is exactly the same as stagnation zone. Your brain is lazy by evolutionary design. Want to save energy? You want to do what you already know. You want to repeat what worked. Growth requires energy. It demands doing differently. It requires facing fear. When you're comfortable, your brain sees no reason to expend that energy. You are on autopilot. Years pass, decades pass. You're still in the same place, comfortable, stagnant, arrested. Friedman applied this principle to entire countries. Countries that are comfortable with abundant natural resources often do not develop. They become dependent and accommodated. Countries without resources are forced to innovate, educate, produce. National discomfort generates development. The same applies to people. Personal discomfort generates personal development. Sixth brutal truth: your comfortable friends keep you poor without meaning to and without realizing it. Human behavior is extremely contagious. If your social circle values comfort above all else, you will automatically value comfort. If your friends spend absolutely everything they earn on pleasant experiences and beautiful products, you will do exactly the same to belong to the group. If no one around you is aggressively building wealth, you won't build it either. Friedman studied how social environment powerfully shapes economic behavior. Your financial decisions are much less individual and rational than you might think. They are strongly influenced by the group you are part of. The painful solution: you may need to move away from people who keep you comfortable and settled. Actively seek out people who challenge you, that bother you productively, that make you question your choices, that are growing visibly and require you to grow with them. Seventh brutal truth: the market pays for value delivered, not for desired comfort. You don't make more money because you deserve it. You don't earn more because you work hard. He doesn't win anymore because he's a good person. He doesn't earn more because he needs to. You earn more exclusively because you deliver more value to the market. And delivering more value requires constantly doing uncomfortable things. Learn difficult skills that few master. Taking on daunting responsibilities that others avoid. Solve complex problems that most avoid. Comfort keeps you doing only what you already know how to do well. What you already know keeps you earning what you already earn. Income stagnation disguised as professional stability. Friedman emphasized that markets are brutally efficient in pricing real value delivered. If you earn little, the market is clearly saying that you deliver little differentiated value. The solution is not to complain about the market or injustice. It's increasing your value. And increasing value requires leaving your comfort zone repeatedly, learning new and difficult things, doing things that scare you. Accept discomfort as an investment in yourself. Eighth brutal truth: real financial freedom requires a season of extreme and prolonged discomfort. There is no shortcut. There is no comfortable path to true financial independence. There is no hack that avoids the price. Every person I know who has achieved real freedom has gone through 3 to 10 years of intense, voluntary discomfort, living far below what I could live, working much more than I needed to, sacrificing pleasures I could afford, saying no to things everyone else said yes to. This difficult period is the price of freedom. There's no way to avoid it. You can only postpone it, and delaying it means never arriving. Friedman showed that the difference between those who become rich and those who become comfortable middle class is often just willingness to make this period of sacrifice. Both may have the same initial income, same formal education, Same opportunities. One chooses comfort now. Another chooses discomfort now to have freedom later. 10 years later, one has assets generating passive income. Another has pleasant stories and absolutely nothing in the bank. What to do then? Friedman suggested a radical and systematic approach to breaking the cycle of comfort. First, cut your standard of living voluntarily before a crisis forces it. Don't wait for dismissal or emergency to force you. Consciously choose to live on 70% of what you could comfortably spend. The 30% of monthly discomfort is your direct investment in future freedom. Do this by choice, not necessity. Second, use discomfort as a conscious motivation tool. When the situation is too comfortable, artificially create productive pressure. Set aggressive and public goals that commit you. Make commitments that you cannot break without consequences. Set tight deadlines that force immediate action. Don't let your brain settle and relax. Third, surround yourself with uncomfortably ambitious people who constantly pull you up. People who make you feel like you could do so much more. Who question you about your choices, that challenge you to grow? Who bother you productively with their own visible and constant growth? Fourth, invest every dollar of discomfort immediately into productive assets. Every dollar you don't spend on comfort goes straight to investments the same day. Make an automatic transfer before you see the money available in the account. Make comfort financially impossible to happen. Fifth, calculate and constantly remember the real cost of comfort in terms of lost future. That small, innocent expense isn't small when you project decades of lost compound interest. Do the full math every time. Let the brutal number bother you enough to change behavior. The final truth that Friedman taught is that comfort is a legitimate reward for those who have already won the financial battle, not a strategy for those who are still fighting to win. You are seeking the reward before paying the full price. You want the trophy before running the entire marathon. You are choosing the pleasant present over the free future. Millions of people are financially trapped, not because they make little money. They are trapped because they spend absolutely everything they earn on comfort as soon as they receive it. They are stuck because life is good enough not to require radical change. They are trapped because the discomfort it would release seems too unbearable to face voluntarily. They prefer comfortable prison to uncomfortable freedom. You can remain comfortable exactly where you are now. Continue to the appropriate apartment, in reasonable car, in stable employment, and in 20 years we will be in exactly the same place without having built significant assets. Or you can choose strategic discomfort now. Choose conscious and calculated sacrifice, choosing temporary pain as an investment in freedom. And in 10 years, we will have financial independence that most will never have in their lives. Comfort creates poverty. Discomfort creates wealth. The choice is entirely yours. But at least now you know the real price of the comfortable sofa you're sitting on watching this video right now.